Hey guys, welcome to another film gear review, and today I'm gonna talk about this thing. I've had this gimbal for around 8 months now, and I think I can confidently talk about the pros and cons. I already used the gimbal for my travel videos, for real estate, for documentaries, and for music videos. I know there's a lot of talk going around the Ronin-S and the Zhiyun Crane too, but then a friend of mine showed me this, the Tilta Gravity G2X. I checked it out and I found it had a lot of advantages I needed for my travels and for the type of work that I do. I bought it, I gave it a try, and now after a bunch of projects I can say I love it. So when do I actually use the gimbal? I still shoot a lot of handheld and I still use a lot of the glide cam, but I use this gimbal for more controlled shoots and more projects that are less run and gun. Here are some things that I love about it. The motors are incredibly strong, and this gimbal is known to take on heavier cameras. Like for example the Canon C200, Blackmagic Ursa Mini, or even bigger cameras like Red and Arri Alexa Mini. Generally, the motor is one of the weak points of gimbals, and you always have to take care you don't break them. So this gives me a little bit of peace of mind. It can also break down in a packable size with just one lever. This was very important to me when traveling. It is just a very sturdy build and looks badass with its wooden texture, and the logo looks some kind of like a transformer. The row sets allow for more accessories, like for example the dual handles, where you can also attach a field monitor. These dual handles can be used as power supplies too. You'll have 4 extra batteries in each handle. This way you can supply your field monitor, camera, and gimbal with it. The small micro USB port on the motor also supplies your focus motor. So all these features allow for perfect distribution of weight and less need for cable management. It has the very modern lowered back motor for good access to your camera and screen visibility. And it also comes with a raised base plate, so you can easily change the batteries without removing the camera from the gimbal. The auto calibration works really good and is very easy to use. The fact that the batteries are not internal like the Ronin-S lets you change them in time-critical situations. The 18650 batteries are very inexpensive and last almost 10 hours per charge. Of course, no gear is perfect, so here are some cons and some things that bothers me a bit. You can hardly find any reviews online as everyone is talking about the Ronin-S or the Zhiyun Crane, and I had difficulties in the beginning looking for instructions how to use the time-lapse function in the app, but I think that can change because more and more people are actually uploading their reviews on this gimbal. Another negative point that I noticed was that the app was only available for iOS and not for Android. I think and I hope that they've changed that by now. But for me it wasn't really an issue because I was an Apple user and I had access to the app. I also haven't managed to do the 360 roll on this thing yet, but I read in some YouTube comments that it is possible, but I haven't figured out how yet. So if you know, please write it down in the comments. I could only do like a 45-degree roll and then it stops turning, you know, so please write it down if you know how to do it. So this gimbal comes with a plate instead of a tripod. So my plate actually has no threads on it. And the threads at the bottom of the gimbal are not centered, so my base plate is always off to one side, and that's not ideal if you want to attach it to a monopod or a tripod. And also if you attach it to a monopod or a tripod, then you cannot access the batteries on the bottom. Those were things that bothered me about the gimbal, but otherwise there were so many positive things that I think this gimbal was worth purchasing. I've had a lot of fun with this thing. It's very versatile. You can use it lightweight for traveling or rig it out for bigger shoots. Check out this thing before you go purchase the Ronin-S or the Zhiyun Crane. It's really something to consider. I really like the strong build. So that was it for today. Feel free to subscribe to my channel for more film gear review, and we'll see you on the next one. I got a stone in my foot. Ouch. Again,